start whenever you want.
Play as long as you like. It'll be short. Right.
The right first.
All right, yeah, go.
Lenny Bruce is not afraid.
There you go. Thank you, Rich and REM. I really enjoy that one. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Good morning. I'm Charlie Scholes. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Las Cruces on this soon-to-be extremely hot Sunday, and a special acknowledgement of those of you with seasonal allergies. I joined that crowd the other day, waiting on my mulberry tree to drop all its, whatever those things are, and the pistache has already dropped all of its seeds. So we're almost through, I think. Anyway, I welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Las Cruces. We welcome all of those who are here in the sanctuary, of course, and those who are following us on streaming technology. I mentioned my name. I'm Charlie Scholes, and I'm your service leader for this time. The actual speaker is going to be on video, and she's a minister, and her name is in the service, I think, Reverend Edith Love. And she'll be with us for the opening words and the readings and the homily, of course. What we often do here is describe ourselves for those people who are visually challenged. And so I'm a above average tall white dude who is aging considerably this year with receding white hair, and I don't wear glasses anymore. It's probably a good thing. I'm wearing an official-looking shirt. This is one of these striped shirts you wear to work, you know, with a tie usually, and a pair of what are these, black pants and my running shoes. Let's see. Yeah, I think that covers it. There we go. Whoever you are and whomever you love and wherever you're from, whatever your life circumstances are, gender identity, sexual orientation, disability, documentation status, or spiritual path, you're welcome here. Your story matters and your presence is a gift. If you're new here, we welcome you. Please raise your hand and keep it raised until the greeters can greet you. Any new people? Yeah, there are a couple. There are two here, and there's one over there. And here come the greeters. I would urge you also to fill out a visitor's card if you haven't done that, so we can keep you apprised of our other, give our invitations to other programs. And you're invited to join us after the service in the RE building that's down the breezeway for coffee and conversation. And you can also sit outside because if you want to work on your tan, this is a good way to do it. So as we enter into this time of worship, I urge you to lean into the joy, the music, and the movement of this multi-generational space. And now you have 45 seconds to greet your neighbors in warmth and welcome. My phone is on worship. All right, grab your seat again, please. Dun, dun, dun. Mike, are you queued up for our invocation?
As the earth holds the determined seed, this sacred space holds our weariness, our worry, our laughter, and our celebration. Let us bring seed and soul into the light of thought, the warmth of community, and the hope of love. Let us be together and love together. Our worship will now begin.
Good morning. I am Erick Ramirez. I serve as the director of music for the church. My pronouns are he, him, and él. Anyone remember my nickname from when I was a little kid? Good. My handle? Anyone figure it out yet? It's not Smurf. In my youth, one of my favorite series of video games was the Tales series. The Tales series has many, like Final Fantasy and others. All of you are looking at me like, huh? But the Tales series, there is a race called the Erick. And my handle is Erician, as in I am an Erick. Anyway, so if you find an Erician online, more than likely it is me. Today I am wearing a blue shirt with very small white polka dots on it. I'm wearing light khaki pants and black shoes, and I'm wearing reading glasses so I can see this for right now. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to see so many new faces today, and I'm so glad that the choir decided to show up today. Yay! Go ahead. So I thought so too, but my husband corrected me this morning and said it was blue. So I have the same issue. So our gathering hymn for today is number 163, For the Earth Forever Turning. If you would rise in body or spirit as you are willing and able as we sing together. For the earth forever turning, for the skies for every sea, for our lives, for all we cherish, sing we our joyful song of peace. For the mountains, hills, and pastures in their silent majesty, for the stars, for all the heavens, sing we our joyful song of peace. For the sun, for rain and thunder, for the seasons harmony, for our lives, for all creation, sing we our joyful praise to thee. For the world we raise our voices, for
We light our chalice in the spirit of transformation. Nothing stays the same. Everything moving, shifting, changing. Guide us all to a wild and holy vision of our shared humanity.
Will you please rise in body or spirit as we recite our covenant and sing our doxology in English and Spanish? Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve others in community, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with creation. Thus do we covenant with one another. From all that dwell below the skies, let songs of hope and faith arise. Let these goodwill on earth be sung, through every land, by every tongue. De todos amo el gran sol, sur esperanza, fe, amor, de la belleza la canción, de cada tierra, cada voz.
When Leaf Let Go, written by Angie Marie Carlson, illustrated by Chungar Veres. Every day, Leaf awoke in the glow of sunrise, refreshed from the mist of early dawn. Leaf was very happy living on a wise oak named Tree. Leaf spent mornings serenaded by chirping finches, twittering hummingbirds, and chattering children catching the bus to school. In the afternoons, Leaf basked in the warm sun while the flowers fluttered in the cool breeze. Leaf's favorite part of each day, though, was sunset. Orange and pink hues danced as she pondered the bigness of the sky. One afternoon, something strange happened. The bright sun disappeared and the sky became dark like night.
What is happening, Tree?
Leaf asked.
A storm is coming, Leaf.
Tree replied.
What's a storm, Tree?
Leaf called.
A storm is nature's way of helping us grow,
said Tree.
It's okay to trust the wind, Leaf.
Trust the wind? Interrupted Leaf's friend.
She's the one causing this mess.
Tree extended his roots deep into the ground and stood tall to face the storm.
Don't be afraid,
he called. Plop! Leaf jolted at the sudden splatter of plump raindrops. Crack! Hail began falling from the sky like darts. Suddenly, a chunk of ice hit Leaf's friend, and he sailed off into the wind.
Ah!
Leaf felt an abrupt tug to her stem. Her perfect green stalk was ripping.
Oh, no!
Holding on was tearing her apart.
Let go, Leaf.
Tree encouraged, but she continued to clutch to Tree.
Leaf,
Tree said gently.
let go. It's time to learn now.
Out of options, she closed her eyes and surrendered her grip on the branch. Whoosh! Leaf was immediately plucked from the safety of her wise oak. Carried by the wind, Leaf lofted high in the sky and out to the unknown. Feeling a tickle to her edges, Leaf peeked and saw the wind swirling into a playful smile. Instantly, her fear melted away. Leaf twirled in the wind, howled in delight, and waved to the others with glee.
Whee!
Her once angry friend now seemed joyful as he giggled at himself in flight. As the sun emerged, a rainbow appeared and chatty birds began chirping again. Coasting along, Leaf was grateful for the trust she put in Tree, and in the end, the wind.
Now,
She pondered.
where to land?
The bus stop, a tomato garden, the neighbor's pool. All were unknown, but she wasn't afraid of the unknown anymore. With Tree as her rock and wind as her way, Leaf knew she could bloom anywhere. Aha! There it is! The perfect place to land. She aimed with the top of her head and the bottom of her heart toward her next adventure. Was she nervous? Yep. Did she have a plan? Not even close.
Manifesto, The Mad Farmer Liberation Front by Wendell Berry.
No, that's the next one. Thank you. Yes, let me interrupt by saying we're going to sing to the children and sing them out right now. The children's blessing song will be sung twice. May your night be open to learning. May your dreams bring truth into the world. May your heart know love and your hands do the work of justice as you go your way in peace. May your mind be open to learning. May your lips bring truth into the world. May your heart know love and your hands do the work of justice as you go your way in peace. That's a lovely little tune, isn't it? As we enter into this quiet moment together, I invite you to pause and take a deep but gentle breath. In and out. Let your breath anchor you here and now in this circle of care. This is a time to honor the fullness of life, the joys that lift our hearts, the sorrows that weigh heavily, the questions we carry quietly inside. Whatever you bring this morning, know this, that you are not alone. You are held here. And in the wider world, we hold those who journey through grief and uncertainty, people who have lost their jobs, immigrants seeking safety, trans and non-binary beloveds, women and people of color, those who live with illness or disability, those who are confronting injustice. We hold up all who live under the shadow of war and violence. May peace, however fragile, find a way. We honor their courage. We carry them in love. And in this gathered community, we take a sacred pause to share what rests on our hearts. This time is set aside for lifting up joys, sorrows, milestones, and marking. It's not a space for announcements or political speeches, but for the truths that live within us. If you would like to share one of these, I'll just raise your hand and I'll bring the microphone to you. Or if you would like to do it silently, you can come up and put a stone in the water by the chalice table. Are there joys and sorrows today? Anyone? One right back here.
Hello, everyone. Oh, I just want to be courageous to stand up and say things I want to say. It's the beginning of New Year in Iran. We celebrate the summer equinox, and it's a Nowruz, New Year. That's the name. That means new day, and this celebration is going to be for 13 days, and we have a picnic at the end of the 13th days. I have lots of joyful memory from growing up, and one of the excitement was to just get everything new in terms of clothing. You have suit, even from underwear, socks. So it was wonderful, and then just go and visit relatives, and that was a wonderful time. And you get presents, and more so in terms of money. So anyway, that's the joyful part. And the sorrow part, it's my birth country, Iran, is being bombed, and people are getting killed for no reason. And looks like the humanity is on the Iranian shoulder, and as well as other people in the world that they see this as an atrocity and unfair practice. Unfortunately, the United States has been doing this for a long time. Most of you probably know this. And now is the time it's actually uprise. And I don't want to make this one as a political issue, but this is in my mind. This is what's happening in my head. So I'm sure you all have different thoughts and different feelings. Sorry, I'm shaking as I'm speaking. But anyway, and then the milestone is my sister-in-law came in for the visit, hosting her for a week, and that was a joyful thing for 12, it's almost like maybe 8 years. We haven't seen her to come to our side, to our place. But anyway, that's all I have to share, and thank you, everybody. I love all of you, and hopefully things will change, and I think Iran is going to be the way out of this. So anyway, thanks.
Thank you, Sean. Someone else? Yes.
I have a milestone. 6 years ago next week, my loving mother passed away at 89 years old, and I still miss her dearly.
Thank you. Someone else?
Last Sunday, one of our patriarchs, Jack Welsh, had a mild stroke. He got to the hospital very quickly. The medicine worked, and he is now recovering at the Southwestern Rehab Facility. He would be happy for texts or emails, but he's going to be working hard, so he may not have time for visits. So let's think about Jack and put a stone in for him.
Thank you, Ron. Someone else? Yes.
Good morning. My name is Anna, and I am Amore's Nana. But my joy is that I was in the hospital for 14 days. I was diagnosed with so many things. Besides, I have a blood disorder, leukemia. So I'm getting all my strength, and I'm very positive. And I was able to come today to bring my granddaughter. And I don't know where she took off. I guess she thought it was time for all ages. But thank you. I'm glad to be here today.
Thank you. Someone else? All right, I'm going to put a stone in the water for all of those joys. sorrows and milestones that remain in your hearts.
This morning's song of prayer is also our anthem. Our speaker today, we started our service with "It's the end of the world as we know it." It's kind of a pun, we can joke about things, but we also heard from beloveds like Shaw how things are directly affecting our lives. Next week, we celebrate Trans Visibility Sunday, and right now we're going through a lot. Uphold our trans and non-binary beloveds. A lot is going on right now. But a lot is going on in everyone's life. We have inner turmoils, inner struggles, outer struggles, and one thing that I have learned to love about this church is the sense of community and how we uphold each other in everything, from someone needs food to someone needs a visit because they've been sick. This church really puts that love is the doctrine of this church into practice. The song that we're going to sing for you is a breakup song, right, Jan? But the message of the song is that we are strong enough to love, and we're also strong enough that when things don't go right, or when things don't seem to go our way, or things seem unjust, that we can together get past it. Keep that in mind.
Sleepless at night, 'cause I don't know how you feel. I've been waiting on you, just to say something real. There's a line on the road, and I think you know. Morning has come and I have to go. I don't know why we need to break so hard. I don't know why we break so hard. But if we're strong enough to let it go, if we love to let it go, let it all go, let it all go, let it all out now. I see everything true. There's still a fire in my heart, my darling, but I'm not burning for you. We started on strong, and I think you know. don't know why. I don't know why. We need to break so hard. I don't know why we break so hard. But if we're strong enough to let it in, we're strong enough to let it go. Oh, 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 let it all go, let it all go, let it all out now. Who says truth is beauty after all? And who says love break us when we fall? But if we're strong enough to let it in, we're strong enough to let it go. Oh, 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 let it all go, let it all go, let it all go now. Let it all go, let it all go, let it all out now. To let it go.
As we gather in this sacred space, we are invited to invest in our church's mission and shared life. The offering we take today and every Sunday is more than financial support. It's a reflection of our commitment to our community and to our extended reach. So whether you make a one-time gift or support our church's Change for Change partner or fulfill your annual pledge, our church depends on your generosity, which sustains our worship, our programs, and our partnership. Change for Change, by the way, this quarter is for the cherished Canine All-Breed Shelter. And we have one more Sunday to go in that. So you can give online or by mail or by placing your gift in the basket, and every gift matters. The offering will now be given and gratefully received.
Manifesto, The Mad Farmer Liberation Front by Wendell Berry. Love the quick profit, the annual raise, vacation with pay. Want more of everything ready-made. Be afraid to know your neighbors and to die. And you will have a window in your head. Not even your future will be a mystery anymore. Your mind will be punched in a card and shut away in a little drawer. When they want you to buy something, they will call you. When they want you to die for profit, they will let you know. So friends, every day do something that won't compute. Love God, love the world, work for nothing. Take all that you have and be poor. Love someone who does not deserve it. Denounce the government and embrace the flag. Hope to live in that free republic for which it stands. Give your approval to all you cannot understand. Praise ignorance, for what humanity has not encountered, we have not destroyed. Ask the questions that have no answers. Invest in the millennium. Plant sequoias. Say that your main crop is the forest that you did not plant, that you will not live to harvest. Say that the leaves are harvested when they have rotted into the mold. Call that profit. Prophesy such returns. Put your faith in the 2 inches of humus that will build under the trees every 1,000 years. Listen to carrion. Put your ear close and hear the faint chattering of the songs that are to come. Expect the end of the world. Laugh. Laughter is immeasurable. Be joyful, though you have considered all the facts. As long as women do not go cheap for power, please women more than men. Ask yourself, will this satisfy a woman satisfied to bear a child? Will this disturb the sleep of a woman near to giving birth? Go with your love into the fields. Lie easy in the shade. Rest your head in her lap. Swear allegiance to what is nighest your thoughts. As soon as the generals and politicos can predict the motions of your mind, lose it. Leave it as a sign to mark the false trail, the way you didn't go. Be like the fox who makes more tracks than necessary, some in the wrong direction. Practice resurrection. Good morning. I am the Reverend Edith Love. It is a great joy to be with you. We are right in the middle of springing. I've had seeds on my mind lately, thinking about what causes seeds to decide to burst forth. Words that come to mind include germination, new growth, darkness, fertilizer, pressure. Strange weather patterns have been happening over the past few years. Recently, a giant storm passed across the country, forming tornadoes along its path. We have somehow found ourselves in the middle of horrific events unfolding in the Middle East as the genocide in Gaza grows ever more brutal. Cuba is in crisis. Continued awfulness is all around us. ICE is kidnapping our Latinx neighbors. There is nightmare-level legislation happening that is targeting our transgender and LGBTQIA siblings. I fear for activists who raise their voices or anyone who openly criticizes the government. Many among us could be at risk in our current political climate. I've also been thinking about the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part, because global warming is real. We have all seen that in extreme weather patterns all around the world. We humans have created a paradox for ourselves, foolishly thinking that we are not interdependent with everything on this big blue boat home. In our arrogance, we like to think we can engineer our way out of being a part of nature. We can't. We are deeply connected to the earth and all living beings, whether we like it or not. It is spring, days when both human beings and plants may germinate, gestate, may slowly begin to grow as the days begin to lengthen and the nights are not so long. There are a lot of difficult, painful things going on in the world. If you feel overwhelmed or sad or angry or anything else, it's okay. Or if you feel nothing at all of this is a normal, natural reaction. Whatever you feel is what you feel. Feelings can't harm us. A lot in the world seems heavy lately, and many of us might bear the weight of enormous pressure. Perhaps you feel that you are under the burden of a lot of responsibilities, stresses, worries, or fears. Matshona Diwayo wisely said, "A seed neither fears light nor darkness, but uses both to grow." Darkness not as a metaphor for evil, can we please put that racist nonsense in the past, but more a metaphor for times of fallowness and rest, for growth and preparation for the future. There's a quote I'd like to share with you, adapted from a couplet written by the Greek poet Dinos Christianopoulos in the 1970s. He said, "They tried to bury us, but they did not know we were seeds." This was later used in Mexico as a protest cry after 43 students disappeared from a rural school in 2014. According to the Associated Press, bone fragments from 3 of them have since turned up, but even though there are more than 100 people in custody, no one has been convicted of their deaths. The Greek author of the poem, Dinos Christianopoulos, was talking about being an LGBTQ+ person in a heavily homophobic society. He was marginalized. It isn't easy being different in this world. He took that frustration and wrote the words that have inspired activists for decades. Seed energy is where I think we are right now, about to burst forth. So what is a seed exactly? According to the New York Botanical Gardens website, a seed is an embryonic stage of the plant life cycle. Most seeds consist of 3 parts: embryo, endosperm, and seed coat. The embryo is a tiny plant that has a root, a stem, and 1 or more leaves. The endosperm is the nutritive tissue of the seed, which is a combination of oil, starch, and protein. The seed coat is a protective covering that helps seeds remain viable for long periods of time. So, what is it that makes seeds begin to grow? How do they know what to do? According to the Australian Academy of Science, nearly all seeds are in a sort of suspended animation, dormancy, until conditions are just right for them to germinate. Even when exposed to water, oxygen, and the right temperature, a seed may delay germination until it gets the right environmental and chemical cues. So for us right now in this country, our future is murky at best. What is ahead for all of us is unknown, chaotic, perhaps even frightening. So are these pressures, are these influences going to cause the right conditions for resistance, for revolutionary change, for the seed coat to crack? I certainly hope so. What is the tipping point that will push us past our misplaced trust in the system and propel the vast majority of Americans to agitate for serious, substantial, positive change? What conditions are going to cause this seed to crack? We can look to history. What were the pressures and influences that caused the French Revolution, for example, or the American Revolution? And what lessons for today can we take from those examples to apply to our world today? In what ways in our lives have we been dealing with pressures, influences, liminal spaces where we didn't know which end was up or what we were going to do next? Such circumstances ultimately might give us the opportunity to reinvent ourselves, to transform our lives and rewrite our possible future. In between times, give us space to figure out what our needs are, who we are, where do we want to go. I would love it if someday we can look back and see how the actions of the current presidential administration created the right conditions to spark a revolution. Maybe these pressures will push us to break through, to make truly progressive change. What might that look like? Maybe I'm overly optimistic, but I'm pondering how tough situations might come into our individual lives too. But rather than being angry with the situation or whatever it is, I wonder if we could eventually later on see how that necessary pressure, that challenging event, that very hard thing, turned out to be exactly what we needed to propel us into our next area of growth, to help us become better than we are today. With all the things happening right now in our world, what I see is a rise of people becoming activated, who have not perhaps waved a protest sign in a long time, if ever. We need a lot more people to take action because it's not getting any better. And I would hope that these tough times might be a kind of fertilizer for our growth and flourishing later on. We are Unitarian Universalists. We have a long, storied, and rich history with a real, challenging, deep, meaningful theology. Ours is a theology that makes me want to get myself out of bed every morning. It's a theology that challenges me to love when I'd rather not. A theology that pushes me to have compassion in this world when it would be easier to look away. It gives a sense of urgency with regards to doing justice. It gives us the empathy to see the suffering of those that we may perceive to be different from ourselves and understand that everyone has inherent worth and dignity, that everyone deserves not just to survive but to thrive. A rigorous faith like ours forces us to look at ourselves, to ask, what part do we play? What are we doing to make things better? What are we doing as a group of people, as a congregation, as a faith? What are we doing to change the status quo? How are we living our values through our actions in the wider world? We hold love at the center of our theology, as well as justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity. Maybe a fierce love is what holds it all together, holds us and everything around us, even as it feels like it may be falling apart. How could each of us maintain love at our center, along with our Unitarian Universalist values? How can we walk our talk and take careful, considered action? What could a shared vision of our future look like? What will it take to make that vision a reality? Perhaps we might look to the quote from Henry David Thoreau, "If you have built castles in the air, your work need not be lost. That is where they should be. Now we put the foundations under them." Our future isn't assured, but we are so much more powerful together than we ever possibly could be separately. Our future, which is unknown, could be scary, but it is also a land of immense opportunity. We cannot stay in this liminal space because the world is calling to us with, as Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. said, the fierce urgency of now. We cannot wait for a more perfect time. The time is here. And we aren't alone. It might feel like we are, but we do not have to be. There are others with whom we could speak. There are a vast wealth of resources abundantly available to us from the UUA. And because we aren't alone, we can face our monsters. Not only do we have others we can look to for support and resources, but also because we are a collective. We are a team. We take action in our church, in our community, and in our world because we are a we. And that's really important. That's why I joined a Unitarian Universalist congregation over 20 years ago. The power of all of us is so much more than just one of us. Yes, we might feel fear or anxiety around taking steps in the wider world, but feeling the fear and doing it anyway, as in the quote by Susan Jeffers, is the very definition of courage. Like the leaf in our children's story earlier, accepting where we are and letting go of what's holding us back is how we can find true freedom in transformation. And I think one of the ways we're going to need to do that is in networking, really getting to know our neighbors. That is of the utmost importance in our future. We have to help each other in every possible way that we can, because the only way out is through. I'm going to close with restating the words of Wendell Berry when he says, "Friends, every day do something that won't compute. Love God, love the world, work for nothing. Take all that you have and be poor. Love someone who does not deserve it. Denounce the government and embrace the flag. Hope to live in that free republic for which it stands. Ask the questions that have no answers. Invest in the millennium. Plant sequoias. Say that your main crop is the forest that you did not plant, that you will not live to harvest. I know it looks bad, but we've got this, y'all. I love you. I believe in the power of us. Amen, ashe, and blessed be.
I forgot to mention him, but I have Rich as a partner for 2 weeks. Yay! Laura will not be with us for 2 weeks, and I get the pleasure of working with Rich. Yay! Our closing hymn is number 354. We laugh, we cry. We're going to sing the first verse and the fourth verse. If you would rise in body or spirit as you are willing and able, let's sing together. We laugh, we cry, we live, we die, we dance, we sing our song. We need to feel there's something here to which we can belong. We need to feel the rest, to have some time alone. But most of all, we need friends we all are weary on. We believe in life and in the strength of love, and we have found a need to be together. We have a heart to give, we have the hearts to receive. We believe that sharing is an answer. We think we receive answers to the questions of this life. We seek to put an end to the waste of human strife. We search for truth eternal and blessed peace of mind. And then we come together to be rid of what we find. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a joy being together. And to our search for peace, maybe we'll only see, even to question truly is an answer.
Life breaks through. Time and time again, life breaks through what seems like death. Even in the heart of winter, light breaks through. An unseen growth occurs beneath frozen ground. Some plants need winter in order to flower in spring. Life breaks through, even through stone. Laurel trees have the strength to break through stone to sustain their fragrant, vibrant lives. Life breaks through. Even seemingly frail lives can survive in harshest circumstances. Life is abundant and strong. It thrives in unusual places, even in the desert. Life shines through thresholds, even the threshold of death. It blooms and grows and changes through the stream of time. Life breaks through walls we build to keep it out and escapes prisons meant to keep life in. Life breaks through, shines through the world all around us. Life breaks through in us as well in the forms of faith, hope, love, and joy. Life breaks through again and again, the triumph of life over death, of goodness over wrongdoing, and of love over hatred and intolerance. Life breaks through.
Will you join us in saying the words to extinguish the flame? Would you remain seated for the prelude, and then stay for the words, the invitations to engagement. Sam Palanek will give us those, and he has a special announcement right at the beginning.